It's very difficult because you're not sure if everything continues how it needs to be, because still in Belgium and Holland is a lot of races cancelled, and it's pretty difficult to make a planning from where do we go, is it going on, and that makes it complicated a little bit. Because we knew before the lockdown should be pretty long, so then we also knew that a lot of races should be cancelled. So then we changed a little bit the training system, and we said, okay, take it easy till we know more for the new calendar. And if we have the new calendar, then we can continue looking the new training schedule. It's very different because you don't know if everything goes on, and like now we were planning for some races in Belgium and they cancel again, so it's every time a new structure what we need to follow. I think Strade Bianche is a race of extremeness, because I think 2 years ago was snowing and now it's 40 degrees, so it's a big difference, and it's a very hard race already. But with the weather conditions, with 40 degrees, it's going to be extremely heavy race. Specialized have actually very good bicycles already, and they just have made a new bike, the SL7, the S-Works SL7, and that is a very good bike to use for the Strade Bianche. It's a perfect bike for using that. So I think we have the best material to win.
Yeah, so I'm really happy to restart the season again. In the beginning it was very hard because there were no races anymore. I find it hard, but I try to train as hard as possible and as good as possible, and now we are here and we see how it's going. I think it's very good. There are regulations, and we try to make the best out of it with the team. We stay all together, but on the end, on the bike, you're always outside and free, so we don't meet a lot of other people. So I think it's easy to do. And I also think it's very good that they test everyone in the team. I think that's the best what we can do, and we try to make the best out of it, and we try to stay all healthy. It changes everything, because we raced here in the cold and in the snow, and now we race in 40 degrees almost. So it's definitely a race of the extreme. It's going to be hard as always, and now the heat also is going to play a big part of it. So we see the gravel also feels a bit different. It's more loose than normal, but I think it's going to be a great race again. Well, when I saw the new calendar, I saw directly October is a great month for me, so I focus on that. And now of course I have to race, and I like to race again. I'm happy to be back, so I try to race as good as possible and be in a good shape, but my main focus and my peak will be in October.
Actually, it's quite hot in Quebec these days. I was there just a few weeks ago, and there's a lot of heat wave, and I think it was a good preparation for here, but obviously it won't be 40 degrees like here. I was back in Canada when everything shut down with my family. Yes, I was able to still ride outside, which was nice. I mean, for sure, maybe it was an advantage because I had the chance to go outside, but I mean, training-wise, I still had to slow down a bit anyways, because we didn't know when the like the racing will start again. So yeah, for sure I was advantaged for that, but I mean my training was also different at that point. No, there's other girls. There's Stu in Team Sunweb that should be racing this weekend. Bianche and Allison Jackson. So there's a few. Yeah, I think we talk more and more about it, especially with the men's racing in Quebec and Montreal. Those were 2 races, so I think people talk about it more. And also, I mean, the guys are doing pretty good with Michael Woods being really a star right now. So I think people hear more and more about cycling, but for sure women's cycling we still have some work to do. I wish there was more races in Canada. We still have Grand Prix de Gatineau, which is a great race also. It's UCI, and yeah, it almost didn't happen this year, but then the organization saved it, but with the pandemic it didn't happen. But I think it's growing, but there's still some work to do. Going to be interesting, and also at this time of the year I think the gravel section are quite different than it is in March, so I think that's going to add another challenge. Yeah, I think it's one of the hardest race in the calendar for the women for sure. It's always a pleasure to be here. And I know after the race I'll be really, really tired, because that's just how you feel after this race. It's hard no matter what. I think it's gonna be Plouay in 3-4 weeks, like in August, at the end of August. And then hopefully the Giro. I think it's gonna be a good challenge. It's going to be really, really hard to stay hydrated during the race. I think it's the most important thing for sure. Have enough water always. Yeah, you need to drink and eat a lot in this race, because no matter what, but especially in this heat, in those conditions.
Yeah, it's my first time here. We did a recon on Wednesday with the team, and yeah, I think it's going to be a really hard race. The Strade Bianche, the white streets are heavy, and I think pretty difficult because the stones are all pretty loose. And yeah, together with the heat, I think it's going to be a hard race and on a difficult course. Not as an elite rider. I think once as a junior I did a race here, but not in Tuscany yet. Yeah, it's really nice to be here with this team, especially after the past period without races. It's been really long without races, and yeah, to be now here, and before we did 3 races in Spain, and it's really nice to be back together and to finally be back racing. For now, yeah, we're pretty much focusing on the long term, just to get stronger and to become a better rider. And yeah, in the future I would like to become a classic rider with a good sprint. Well, yeah, it felt pretty strange, because last year I rode with Team High Tech, and then this year I signed a contract with Bols Dolmans. And yeah, you sign with a new team and you train together all winter long, and then you're really looking forward to race and to start the season. And then yeah, after 2 races, the season is over for them. And yeah, it felt pretty strange. It was logical that we couldn't race, but yeah, once you're in a new team, you just want to race and be there. So it was unfortunate that couldn't happen yet directly. A lot of water, a lot of ice, and yeah, it's not really a lot you can do against it. And on the race on Saturday, I think everyone is suffering in the heat, especially because we start at 12. So yeah, it's also, you have to get used to it, because in the race you also have to race in this heat. So it was really nice that we were in Spain last week and already almost a week here, so that we could get used a little bit, and then we'll see how it goes Saturday.
Go, go, go!
Well, the races here we did in Spain and Strade as well, yeah, they're for me just really hard races. So for now, for me it's most important to just help the team whenever I'm possible, and to just to suffer a lot and to hopefully get better from it.
Following the riders, look what they are doing on training. So I know they are prepared for this race. We haven't been much contact like training camps before this race. It's making it a little bit more difficult, but if the atmosphere in the team is okay, then I think we are. Everybody is so motivated to do this race, not e-racing for once in a while. So everybody is so motivated to really do a race, especially this one. So I think the measurements like mouth mask and gloves and shells and etc. I think they have to be here, of course, but for safety. But I think we won't mind if we just can race. For me, this is the first time that I've been in Strade, so Strade Bianche. So this race didn't exist when I was riding a bike. Also, Paris-Roubaix at the end of the season is new. Next year there will be also a new in Spain, a new race. So I really see things evolving in the future, and that's really nice for the riders that they get more attention from TV and doing these things like interviews. We're not so used to it, but we love it actually, and that's how we want to present our team and make our sponsors give them the visibility they need. And everything is more professional than when I was riding, but we go with the flow, and I think it's a good evolution for women's cycling.
Yes, it's the first race after a long period. Was a bit strange period, but I'm happy to restart the new season. The first part was a bit difficult, but then I felt good also with the trainings, and for sure when the trainings were outside was better than in the beginning, and now I'm very happy. Yes, for me it was different because my teammates can go outside also when was the lockdown, and I did more than 1 month with the rollers, and it was difficult also for the mind, but yes, it was the only solution in Italy because the situation was not good. Yes, for sure will be a very hard day for the weather, but also for the route, because the race will be hard with small climbs, and also for the gravel and for the temperature. I like this race because it's an hard race in Italy, and I live in Italy, and I love also the location, the place, and I want to do a good restart, a good season. Now I'm feeling good, and I hope to do a good position tomorrow or also in the next races. After Strade Bianche, I will be in Belgium for a training camp with my teammates for some recons, and then I will race La Course in Nice, and also Plouay in France, and some classic in Belgium in October, and before the classic, the Giro Rosa in Italy in September. And will be a busy period the next month.
I think everyone is just so desperate to start racing. We've all been training for months now, and it's going to be really exciting to just see the hard work that we've put in. I think, as I say, we're just so excited to get on the road that I don't think it's going to be difficult at all. I think the peloton is going to put on a great show. In Britain we had the opportunity to train outside, but it was still a little bit restricted, so I did do some more training on the indoor trainer, but with the travel restrictions it also wasn't practical for me to go anywhere on a training camp, so I've come straight from Britain, which might be a challenge with such severe heat that we have here in Italy, but yeah, I think it's going to be the same for many riders, so hopefully we just make the best of it. Actually, from our team in Strade, we have just 2 riders from last year, so myself and Julie van der Velde, and then the rest of the team are new to the squad. So we've had training camps together and a few races at the beginning of the season, but we've really bonded well off of the bike, so we hope that we can take that into the races also. I think with the break in racing, it makes you really appreciate what you have. So just every race becomes important. As I say, we really enjoy racing, so to have that opportunity taken away from you, it makes you really appreciate what we have. So yeah, of course, Strade is very important for the team and all of the classic races also. So I'm just going to go into every race making the best of what we have.